Welcome back to the Travel Agency in Your podcast, Travel Agency in a Year podcast. There we go. I'm your host, Rachel Kay. I'm a travel agency owner helping you build your business for free 99, listening to my crazy ramblings that are helpful. If you'd like more information on other ways I can help you other than listening to my silly little podcasts that I love doing, head over to elevatewithrachelk.com for more information. We got tons of courses. We got all the courses. Okay, so yesterday I talked about the importance of getting your followers' emails, as many email addresses as you possibly can. The easiest way to do this is via a lead magnet. The other option, if you have a private Facebook group, you can require they have to give you an email address. Doesn't mean they're going to give you a real one, doesn't mean they're going to give you one they check, but you can get email addresses. Now, this is why lead magnets need to come in to play. There isn't one standard lead magnet. You can do things a number of ways. And when you have any questions for marketing, by the way, go on social media and look at companies that you are interested in working with or creators that you're interested in working with or purchasing products from. How do they ask for your email? Because there's all kinds of things you can do as lead magnets. Numero uno, webinars. This could be free information about whatever your niche is or destination or type of travel, anything like that. Webinars are a fantastic way because guess what? In order for them to get the invitation to the webinar and or copy of the recording, they got to give up a reliable email they're going to actually check. That's probably my favorite way. um, And in tomorrow's episode, we're going to talk about creating your lead magnet and all those fun things. So webinars numero uno. You could do webinars about what your travel agency does. I don't think that would go over very well. You need to have a topic that will appeal to your ICA. Okay. So you could do planning your destination wedding in Jamaica or planning your destination wedding with a cruise line. And you could present all this information and helpful tips. And at the very end, if you have an upfront fee, you could offer a reduced fee, or you could say, hey, I've got 5 spots open. And if you book a call with me and decide to work with me for your whatever wedding, I'm going to throw in, if it's a cruise, like some kind of extra onboard credit, or I could throw in something for a resort wedding. Like think of something that's like not too expensive, but of value to them. You're like, what? You could throw in, don't do the bouquet, but you could throw in like, I'll contribute $100 towards upgrading your bouquet for your wedding. Something little like that. If you can, if it's a cruise wedding, you might be limited on choices, but if it's a resort wedding, you can do whatever you want. But don't say, I'm going to buy your bouquet because bouquets can get into thousands of dollars depending on the types of flowers. Okay. So you need to be very specific and clear. All right. That's just a random idea in my brain that I threw out off the top of my head. Critique it all you want. Comment. But this is a terrible idea. Number two, this is a very, very common one and commonly taught, some kind of guide. Some kind of guide related to your niche. And they typically have to get it emailed to them. So they're more likely to give you good email. If you make the mistake of just being like, put in your email and here's your guide and it automatically goes, they're going to put in a junk email. But most likely they're going to give you a good email. A good email address. So with guides, you want them to be like 5 to 10 tips. You don't want it to be like 50 pages. My first lead magnet was a 50 pager. It was so much information. I was like, this is going to be so helpful. And I did send it out to some people. I was like, do you want to review this for me? And I got clients just asking for feedback from my lead magnet this was years ago, like pre-COVID times. But they were like, that's a lot of info. And my guide was comparing all of the costs outside of just the wedding package for the standard, like a 50-person destination wedding at 5 different resorts throughout the Caribbean and what it would look like with their perks and concessions. Another one you can do is a quiz. I love quizzes. When you are creating a quiz, you have to come up with the solutions. The answers that you're going to recommend are things that you are going to offer as part of your services, right? You don't want to be like, oh, where should you get married? And then put some crazy destination you would never have any knowledge about. So you start with the answers and you divvy them up by each personality that would kind of go with it. Like, is it more of an adventure type couple? Is it more of a party social couple? Is it more of a introverted, quiet couple, things like that for each answer you're lining them up with. And then you create the questions and the responses, and then you tie the responses to those specific answers. You can do that in the quiz software. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow's episode is going to be creating the lead magnet, and we're going to go deeper into all of this. You could just do some kind of free tips or some sort of quick email, not necessarily your full newsletter, but just like, hey, you'll get a daily email. But honestly, you should do this as part of the funnel anyway with your lead magnet. But you could just do like, hey, free daily tips for the next week to prepare for your honeymoon or whatever it is that you sell. You could also collect emails for in-person events. So you can send them the information via email. Here's the time, date, location. If you want to sign up, fill out this form and we'll send you more information. You know what I mean? Like do it with like a QR code on a flyer or like a poster board and have them sign up to meet with you in person. You can host in-person events just like a webinar. That's probably a really, really good idea, honestly, because then you get to really interact with them in person. So if your community has a lot of people who travel that align with your ICA, this could be very, very good for you. Now, whatever lead magnet you create must be something of value for your ICA. It's something of value to them, something that they're like, oh, this is free. This is awesome. Here's my email. I need help with this. Okay. If you aren't getting a lot of downloads with it, then you might not be A, promoting it enough, or B, the content in it isn't appealing to your ICA. So you need to tweak it and redo it, just like all of your marketing. Okay. You can be playful or fun, like with the quizzes. You can have like silly answers if that's how your brand leans. But please keep in mind, it's got to be for your ICA, not just for your entertainment and because you're bored. So everything that you write out or when you're creating a slideshow for a webinar or an in-person event, everything's got to speak to that person, not to you, not what you like. Okay. It's not about you. It's about your client and your services that you provide for them. Okay. Okay. I said okay way too much. So those are some ideas for lead magnets. If you're in the Success Circle or any of our courses, you are invited to live Q&As every Monday from 2 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you're struggling with your lead magnet, you can hop on the call and be like, hey man, what do you think of this lead magnet? And bounce ideas off of us. I do it all the time in the live Q&As. Uh, it's not for every course. It's for any course where it's like more than $100 you get to come to the live recordings and the Success Circle because it's a monthly subscription. But like the Sweet Spot, I don't think has the live Q&A invite, and like Excellence with After Geek doesn't have a live Q&A invite because they're like under $50. You can also schedule a call with me at any time and be like, I have this lead magnet idea. Am I crazy? So anyway, share this episode with someone who needs help with ideas for lead magnets that are more than just the basic guide or what to even include in a guide. And have a wonderful day.